Hey again, y'all. Welcome to the channel. Okay, so now I'm going to start my meal prep. Today I am prepping braised boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Now these chicken breasts that I got were so humongous. I was able to cut them in half to make my complete meal prep for the week. So y'all, when I tell you these things was humongous, they were big. But yeah, and I was going to do some boneless, skinless chicken thighs as well, but the chicken breast was just enough. They was enough, but I like to separate my meat because, little proportions. I don't need big bags in my freezer because, I only prepare for two. So yes, this is my chicken breast. As you can see, you see how big they are already looking in the pack. But yeah, I was able to do my whole meal prep with two chicken breasts. I was going to be going out of town on Friday, so I didn't really have to prep for my Friday dinner. But my Friday lunch I did, you know what I'm saying? So I made the salad for my lunch. But I didn't need to prep a meal for Friday night. I didn't need no Friday night dinner meal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the chicken breast and I'm going to rinse these off, clean them a little bit. And then I got this paper towel over here because I like to dry my meat a little bit, but I have to clean them. You know what I mean? I clean my chicken breast, to get any excess stuff off there. And then I'm just going to, but look how big that is. And I put it on my paper towel. And as you can see, these are some big cutlets. Like, these things are huge. I picked a good pack. I picked a good pack this time. So I ain't even tripping on it. But yeah, so I'm going to rinse them off and put them on my paper towel and let them kind of dry a little bit. Get some of that excess water off there. So once I do that, I am going to do, like I said, I'm going to take this extra one and just bag it up and put it in the freezer because, hey, I'll probably cut it up and make something like maybe some chicken tacos or something like that. I can do that one day this week or one day next week since I've already meal prepped. And I have my little carb conscious tortilla size, like street tacos. They that size. But yeah, but they're carb conscious, you know what I mean? So it's like you're enjoying the bread without the carbs attached to it. But yeah, I'm gonna actually put some slits and I'm washing my hands because raw chicken meat, I don't know. It's just something about me and raw chicken meat. I don't like to deal with this. So I'm probably going to end up putting on my gloves or what have you. But I'm going to cut slits in my chicken breast. Like very thin slits, not all the way through. Just at the surface, at the top, I'm going to cut some slits in there and get that going. Get it pretty much going. But I'm going to put this chicken breast, I'm going to go ahead and put this chicken breast in the freezer for next time. Just making sure. And usually when y'all freeze food, like if y'all want to freeze food, make sure y'all don't have a lot of air in your plastic bag because sometimes it still can get freezer burnt. You know what I mean? Okay, Sherp's trying to come up a little bit. Now let me make my sauce so y'all can see. As y'all can see, I know y'all can see the chicken breast a little bit, but as y'all can see, I put those slits in the top. I've already cut my onions up and my tomatoes. As I told y'all I was going to do tomatoes. So they're going to be laying on a bed of tomatoes and red onions. Y'all, this is like a nice little healthy dish. And my braise that I use for this is really like a healthy braise for the chicken breast. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with my olive oil. I usually use olive oil, my Worcestershire sauce. I use a little soy sauce. So here's my light virgin olive oil. I'm going to use a lot of seasonings. So you'll see, it's not really bad. So I'm going to use my olive oil. You only need like a little. And I just put this in the bowl. Put a little olive oil in there. Yeah, that's about does it. But yeah, I'll go ahead and I always prep my stuff before, I do the main thing. So as you can see, that the tomatoes and the onions are already bedded in my little casserole dish, my Pyrex casserole dish. And I'm trying to grab my Worcestershire sauce. So you use a little of the Worcestershire, put that up in there. I'm really generous because I love Worcestershire sauce. I don't know if I'm saying that right, y'all, but I love that. I love the Worcestershire sauce. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna look on my spice rack and hold on. What am I looking for? Oh, my soy sauce. I might as well go ahead and put my soy sauce on in here while I've got everything, while I'm already reaching for my sauces. Because I keep my sauces in the cabinet. But I have a spice rack on my countertop that I usually do have all my spices on. So they just don't be sitting on the countertop. So I just go ahead and use my spice rack, and I'm finna show y'all what I'm going to use to make this braise for these chicken breasts. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. So I'm going to start off with a little garlic powder. Put a little garlic powder in here. Sprinkle like so. And as you see, I went on to put my gloves on. I hope everybody's having a good day. But yeah, so yeah, y'all, meal prepping once again saves you time and money. Time and money. If you go ahead and meal prep through the week, y'all just don't know how much time that gives you back to do whatever you need to do, basically. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I have to open up. What am I opening up? Because I think I put garlic powder, onion powder. I used a little dill. That is the onion powder, yes. I use onion powder. I use dill. I don't use seasoning salt because, I try to say, if I don't have Mrs. Dash table blends, then I don't use it. I don't use nothing. So that is going to be my dill. Put a little dill up in there because I want to make this like more of a light, like a light glaze, like a light sauce for the chicken. You get what I mean? So you don't have too much going on. Yes, I use my little parsley, a little bit of my parsley, and sometimes it be hard to come out. So I put a little parsley up in there. And I am also going to add a little secret ingredients that, y'all don't see on the countertop right now. Well, I don't keep my seasonings on the countertop. I keep them on the countertop in my spice rack. I have a spice rack too, so that would be, the secret ingredient would be a little brown sugar. Yeah, I'm going to use a little of the brown sugar. I'm not going to use that much, but I'm going to use a little brown sugar. And then I'm just going to whisk all this up, and it's going to kind of bring it all together. Yeah, you don't need but a little bit. So I'm just going, and I don't know, once I finish, I just always put everything back in place. Once I'm done, that could be the OCD kicking in, but whatever, y'all. Whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, so this is how I'm going to, and I think that's pretty much all you need to do this light braise for your chicken breast. If you're trying to do a little healthier method of cooking chicken breast, because chicken breast kind of healthy for you anyways. So yeah, I'm just gonna mix this up, whisk it up, and make sure everything is mixed well. As you can see how that sauce is looking. But pretty much that's how I'm going to make sure everything is incorporated, because you do have that olive oil in there. That EVOO is up in there. So basically I'm making sure everything is mixed well. Now these seasonings, I always get my seasonings from Walmart if I can find it. I forgot to put my soy sauce in there. I just remembered. But I need to put my soy sauce in there because the soy sauce is going to give it a little, that's going to be basically the sodium that you need for me. You know what I mean? You only need that type of sodium, and I don't put a lot of seasoning on my chicken breast, a little salt, a little pepper, especially when I have these seasonings incorporated, you know what I'm saying? So I basically just do it like that so it don't be over seasoned, you know what I mean? You don't want to over season your food either. So I don't know why it's giving me a hard time trying to get this open, but I hope everybody's been doing their positive affirmations. Just always remember that, by you doing a positive affirmation every day, you just never know how that's going to change your day, or how you feel, or how you looking, or how it's going to look. You get what I mean? Like your day can change with a positive affirmation. I'm just letting you know. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm blending that in, my soy sauce in. And that's the little concoction. That's my braise sauce. Now, what I'm gonna do after that? Y'all know my wiping. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically bathe those chicken breasts inside of this sauce. You see, I put the slits in, but I want to make sure that seasoning is getting all inside of those slits as well. You know what I mean? Like get incorporating all the way through. So when I cook them, it kind of has that, all the flavors just going to be kind of locked in. And as you can see my tomatoes and my onion bed that I'm going to lay these on pretty much. And what I'm going to do with the remaining, I'm just going to drizzle it over too, so you can see that. But I know and let me tell you what tomatoes I use, y'all. I use the Roma tomatoes. I like the Roma tomatoes better because with the Roma tomatoes, they are a little sweeter. I know tomatoes are basically acidic anyways, but I like the Roma tomatoes because it's a little sweeter than the regular tomatoes. You could use regular tomatoes, but I just use this, and I chose to use the red onion because the red onion is sweeter as well. You know what I mean? But the base of this and the sauce for this braised chicken is it's a light braise. It's a light braise, and as you can see, all of it is incorporated. And what I'm going to do with the remaining of that is I'm going to go ahead and drizzle the remaining. And that's how it look, y'all. As y'all can see how big them dang chicken breast is. So I'm just going to drizzle the remaining. So, once it cooked, it'll have a nice little sauce to it. And it's going to incorporate with that chicken broth that's going to actually accumulate as you cooking them. You know what I mean? I said I was going to try to do healthier things in my life, in my day, because I started out with the healthy things. So I want to kind of always incorporate something healthy. Even if I do it twice a month, and I'm talking about, twice, like in the week, like skip a week, do that week healthy, skip a week, do that week healthy, if that makes any sense. That way it's getting all the way in. So I'm making sure all that sauce is incorporated. Those are the chicken breasts. I'm going to put it in the oven. I put it in the oven on 350, 375. You could do either or, 350, 375 for about 45 minutes to an hour because the chicken breasts are humongous. You know what I mean? So I did it for about 45 minutes to an hour because those chicken breasts were huge. They were huge and juicy, right? So basically what I'm doing is making sure I am cleaning up my space. Always clean up your space, people. When you cook it, always clean up your space. That way you don't have to worry about it when you come back to it. Now, what I got is, I said I was going to try something different. I usually don't eat brown rice, y'all. I don't eat brown rice. And for some reason, every time I make regular rice, it don't come out right. It come out like grits. I ain't even gonna lie. So I got this boiling bag brown rice, and I got me a California style vegetable mix. That's what I'm gonna cook. So y'all wait a second, and I'm gonna have it brewing up for you, girl. So now that I got that California mix cooking, I got that rice steaming. Pretty much, I'm gonna cut that off. I got my trays, and see, these are my dinner trays. And see how these are sectioned off? I bought these on a clearance aisle in Kroger. Believe it or not, I bought these in the clearance aisle in Kroger. If y'all can believe it or not. But voila, this is the finished product. If you can see how those tomatoes look roasted. You see everything is roasted, that seasoning. And I'm just going to cut those in half and start to prep my plate for the week. Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. They look good. I'm so hungry. Now, I said I was going to do good with the butter. So I did get some. I can't believe it's not butter. This is my first time using that too, because I don't use that. And y'all, here we go. Here you have it. Voila. As you can see, I already got my plate, what I'm eating. And then I have the rest of my prep plates Monday, Tuesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I'm just going to make sure I put the rest of that little gravy or that braised sauce on my rice and a little bit on my chicken. But yeah, y'all, there you have it. Braised, boneless, skinless chicken breast with brown rice and a California mix meal prep for the week. I want to thank y'all for watching my channel. Thank y'all for coming in here. I appreciate all that. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment. If you comment, ask me any questions you want to. If you need a recipe, just let me know. I appreciate y'all looking at this. Peace. Have a good day. Bye.